for what?
Is that it, so? Okay. What is your name?
Catherine Geyer,
Where are you from?
Southfield, Michigan.
What type of community service have you participated in?
I volunteer at a major art museum.
What role do you think volunteer work plays in building a community?
I think it helps make the community stronger. They work together, and it's a benefit for everybody.
How did you find your way to this organization or volunteer work?
I went to the museum when I was a kid. I'd take 2 buses to go down to wander around, and when I finally got my kids grown up and I had time, so I went down and volunteered.
Can you tell me about the specifics of what you do during this volunteer work?
Okay, I work in the offices for the different offices. We mail letters, we handwrite letters, we stuff mail, anything the staff needs help on, that's what we do. And for a while I worked down in the museum shop. I waited counters to help people with purchase in the museum shop. And I've been a greeter, so when they have a big function going on, they have volunteers standing there and greeting people and directing them to the theaters, to the restaurant, anywhere they need us, that's where we go.
What drew you to this volunteer work?
I just like being at the museum. I work for 2 or 3 hours, and then I get to walk around the museum and look at the art.
What
And I
do
love
you...
art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like most about this volunteer work?
By volunteering, and there's I think 800 of us that do in different shifts, the museum is not having to pay for those services, so more of the money that they would have had to hire people to do the work we do, more of that money can go to acquire more art, to have more programs, free programs for kids and senior citizens and that, because it's a savings to the museum, and it's my way of helping spread the art around.
Tell me about the pieces of your volunteer work that leave you most satisfied.
Being there, and then occasionally when you're walking around and somebody asks you for help, to be able to direct people and help them with art, find what they need to see, and help them with the art, and then help the staff, so the staff is available.
Mm-hmm. How important do you think it is for people to volunteer their time within their communities? Why?
I think it's extremely important, because for the communities getting the help, again, it helps them because they don't have to spend the money for hire to pay for wages, and it helps the person volunteering help know their community, know what's going on in their community and what's happening. And it's good for the community because now people are involved, and the more involved you are, the better your community is.
Do you have some suggestions for how someone might find a volunteer organization that is right for him or her?
Go with something you love. I mean, I love art, so that's where I went. I went volunteered art. There's some people that volunteer at the zoo. There's people that volunteer helping with animal shelters. There's people that volunteer in soup kitchens, because that's what really comes from inside. You think about it and you look around and you'll find something. It kind of calls to you, kind of says, okay, this makes me feel right, this is good, and this is where I'm needed.
Do you think people have a responsibility to volunteer in some way within their communities?
Yeah, I think just because we're all human beings, we all need to. Volunteering is a way of reaching out and helping other people. And again, what your strongest suit is and what you're strong about, what you really love, you're going to be very useful volunteering that to other people. And yeah, everybody needs to help, because otherwise we are too isolated. We don't reach out, you don't help. Now all of a sudden you can be very isolated and can become selfish. Everything's about me, and it's not. It's about the community and other people.